Oh, hey YouTube, what is really good? My name is In Vivid Color, coach of the South Texas Sableyes, and this is going to be your week 4 battle for the NPA. Now, before I get started, I would just like to say that yes, I am behind in a couple league battles for various leagues. I am trying really hard to catch up. It's either because I'm overwhelmed or there have been scheduling conflicts between coaches, so that's why things aren't edited and uploaded on time consistently, but I'm working on it. I'm going to get it done. I promise I will be all caught up by next week. You can
bet money on that. Just bet money right now in the comment section down below
that I will be caught up by next week, and you will lose money because I'm trying to win money. So I think I'm telling you to bet against me, and I will show you up and take your money is what I'm trying to say here. So that being said, I also haven't done the NPA draft sort of breakdown video. So you can also bet money that that will be up, let's just say by next Sunday. Bet money on that as well. I'm just trying to take all your money because I could use some extra money for gas. So, okay, so this week we are going up against PaPaSea from the New York Klinks. Now, if you remember, we battled PaPaSea in the XBL. He is actually the commissioner of the XBL. We know he's good. I've watched him battle recently. I know what this man's is capable of. And on top of that, the team he has access to is really terrifying. But specifically, the team he's bringing this week is no slouch. Now, I feel like I have just a fair bit of momentum moving forward because the last time we battled, I got a 5-0, but that was really just because Shaman decided to show up in the XBL for once. Up until that point, it had done absolutely nothing. It just died consistently, frequently. And then all of a sudden, Shaman Sky was like, all right, let's get 5 kills in one game. Okay, no, but really, let's just talk about the teams for a little bit. So we see PaPaSea bringing the Swampert, the Trevenant, the Tapu Fini, the Mega Absol, which is honestly really hard to prep for. I don't think I ever respected Mega Absol, but the combination of Sucker Punch and Pursuit is really terrifying. And on top of that, it's fast and just hits incredibly hard. It has a good special attack stat too. Like Mega Absol just does a lot. And I always forget that it has Magic Bounce, which is not great. Is it Magic Bounce or Magic Guard? Either way, the moral of the story is it's not easy to prep against. And then we have the Raichu and the Goodra. Now, this team is really solid. He's got a good core in place. Let's see if we can one-up him. So this week to counter PaPaSea in the New York Klinks, I will be bringing Gligar, which I have a newfound respect for, if I'm being entirely honest. Dhelmise, Mega Alakazam, Tyranitar, Haxorus, and Raikou. Now, these sets are a little bit different from sets I've been running. The Gligar is a pretty stereotypical, like, Eviolite, defensive, sort of utility mon. The Dhelmise is just my Rapid Spinner, but I believe the 2 moves it has are Anchor Shot, Power Whip, and then we also have Synthesis so that we can sort of function as a wall that also does damage. That's the hope, at least. The Mega Alakazam doesn't have Substitute this week. I'm trying to bluff it against the Mega Absol, so I'm just 4 attacks Mega Zam, and hopefully that puts in work. We have a Choice Scarf Tyranitar to get some critical outspeeds and do a lot of damage all at once. We have a Dragon Dance Haxorus, so we can set up and sweep, and then a Calm Mind Substitute Raikou with Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt. Since he brought the Swampert, I'm kind of wishing I had brought Hidden Power Grass, but then I guess I wouldn't be able to hit the Trevenant, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Now, that being said, let's just get right into this battle. And you know what we do here on the In Vivid Color channel. We react to battles because I don't do battles live. I'm kidding. I mentioned the XBL earlier. The finals of the XBL is a live comm. It's a little frustrating at the end because, spoiler alert, there is a disconnect, but we figured out a way to sort it out. Don't worry about it. I don't want to give any spoilers other than that, but it is a live comm, and that should be going up after this because I think that battle is... it's due today, I believe. I don't know. Not today. It's due the day after this battle's due. The moral of the story is it's going up later, so just watch it. And now let's get into this. Let's post commentate this thing. Let's react to this battle. Okay, I'll see you there. PaPaSea, or Bill, as your trainer is called. I appreciate the fact that your trainer model is not basic. Okay, now he's gonna lead off with his Swampert. It's a nice shiny little Shrek. I led Gligar here thinking that it would be good. I could get up rocks, turn 1, I could maybe Toxic something. I probably should have stayed in knowing that these were the freest rocks for him ever and I could have just Toxic this thing. But I just got into the Dhelmise here. It's an easy switch. This thing can't actually touch me. I mean, it can Ice Beam me or maybe Ice Punch definitely, but either way, we take those and we crack back. So knowing that he's probably going to switch out here into his Goodra because his Goodra takes a lot of attacks and it could have Sap Sipper, which would be a little good against a Power Whip. I don't know why I said a little good. That's really strange. It would just be really good against a Power Whip. I go for the Anchor Shot, half hoping that we just accidentally lock in the Shrek, half hoping that he switched out into this thing. Now, seeing this damage, I should have just stayed in. I really should have. I was max HP a fair amount of attack with some like Spadef. So I could have taken most hits. We see he's going to reveal an Ice Beam this turn. We definitely could have taken an Ice Beam. I think we would have been at like 20 to 10% health, maybe higher depending, but there was really no reason to switch out into Kaiju here since I could have just killed this thing. It was already trapped in with Anchor Shot. We were good to go. And now this is where I start making really bad misplays in this game. I just go for Pursuit thinking he's going to want to preserve this thing, but he has no reason to believe that I'm choice scarfed. And this thing outspeeds me unless it's a negative speed nature, which I think he ended up telling me it was, but still, the point is, we had no reason to go for Pursuit there. We just outsped. We could have went for Crunch. His best switch into Crunch was Mega Absol, realistically, or Tapu Fini. The moral of the story is, things would have still taken damage, and we could have just killed this thing without eating a massive Power Whip. Now he switches out into this thing. We're in another awkward position where I'm scarfed into Pursuit, which, I don't know. I remember bringing this specifically for a Pokemon, and I don't remember which one it was, but I knew Pursuit was on here because I wanted to Pursuit Trap a Pokemon. It's not obviously here. I mean, we can Pursuit Trap the Trevenant, I guess, but that seems kind of irrelevant since it outspeeds us under normal circumstances anyways. I'm getting way too into this right now. You don't care about my thought process. You might, but yeah, probably not. We switch into Gligar here. We take a knockoff, and now you see where Gligar starts to falter. If it gets knocked off, its bulk is reduced exponentially. Now we can set up rocks here, but we actually can't because this thing has magic bounce, so we kind of just have to roost up, and that's the play I make. I probably could have set up rocks predicting him to switch, but then again, that predict didn't seem super likely. Like, I could have made it, I just don't think it would have been great. He goes down to Swampert here. Now we can either stay in, set up rocks, toxic this thing. We can probably live one Scald. Instead, I just switch right back out into Dhelmise, which is just the most predictable play. Just the most predictable play. And in my head, while I'm doing this battle, I'm just like, okay, if we keep making the most predictable play, we'll be good to go. We get roared, and now I know if I get roared into my Tyranitar, I'm just dead. We get roared into Mega Alakazam, which is actually fine because we can just Mega Evolve and fire off a massive Energy Ball. Like I said, we're 4 attacks here, so we're Psychic, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, and Dazzling Gleam. I wanted to be able to sort of like bluff Gleam against the, or bluff Substitute against the Mega Absol. That way we just go for Gleam, predicting him to go for an attack other than Sucker Punch, like potentially a knockoff or something. Now this is another turn where I just make a massive misplay. So we Mega Evolve, we Trace Lightning Rod, and we're gonna go for the Energy Ball here. It's gonna chunk because Raichu is frail. It's a frail little mouse, it just is. So we chunk it, another Energy Ball kills, easy, no problem. I switch out here, convincing myself that he's Choice Scarf knockoff. So I go onto my Gligar to take this knockoff because Raichu has a reasonable attack stat. It's the same as its special attacks that are close to. He just is Choice Scarfed and goes for Hidden Power Ice. So yes, he's Choice Scarfed. He outsped my Mega Alakazam. I had to predict that because why else would he switch it in? Because otherwise it would just die to a Psychic. Other than that though, why did I convince myself that he was Choice Scarf knockoff? Why did I think that? I had traced the Lightning Rod. Why did I go into the Gligar? I could have just made a better play. I could have attacked again. I could have switched out into anything but Gligar. And I just did it. We just let Gligar die for actual nothing. Just actual nothing. We still ended up taking this Hidden Power Ice. We could have just skipped a step. We could have skipped the step where Gligar died, eaten the Hidden Power Ice with Mega Alakazam. Been good. He goes down to Tapu Fini here, which I think is really strange just because I've already revealed the Energy Ball. He knows I'm faster. I don't really have enough HP on this thing left where I can be like, or I mean, I have enough where I can definitely take a special hit, but I don't have enough where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna preserve it. So we stay in. He just goes for the Moonblast. I don't know if he was predicting a switch. I don't understand this play. Like, I haven't watched his side of the battle. Clearly, it hasn't gone up yet. I will watch his side of the battle to understand the plays. I guess what I should have said. We Energy Ball. It chunks for an actual ton. We get the special attack drop, so we know that, okay, this isn't the best. This thing goes down. Now we're in a position where my Mega Alakazam just is Pursuit and or Sucker Punch fodder to his Absol. So I predict him to go for the Pursuit and I just stay in for an attack. And this is what I mean. It's so hard. Like, if I switched out and he Pursuited there, then it's sort of the same thing, right? Like, my Mega Alakazam just dies. So I stayed in and went for the D-Gleam. I guess I should have predicted him to Sucker Punch because worst case scenario for him is he gets a Pursuit off after. It probably doesn't die. I don't know. I probably should have just switched out because Sucker Punch was the better play, because if I did predict him to go for Pursuit and I attacked, his Mega Absol could potentially die. So now I switch into this thing, my Haxorus. I go for Dragon Claw. I absolutely 100% did not know that dragon damage was halved in Misty Terrain. I just didn't know that. I had actual zero clues of that. I think that I can preserve my Haxorus, so I'm gonna switch out here into my Kaiju and let it drop. I don't know if this play was great. I really don't. I just think my Haxorus still has a chance at being good in this game. Like, if I can ever realistically get back into it and just attack things that I can outspeed, I think it'll be fine. I don't know. You know, I feel like this entire game was me making really weird predictions and also just trying to make these next level plays that didn't pan out. I still have a shot though, for sure. Like, Raikou gives me legs in this game. Just because if I get some Calm Minds up, I can Shadow Ball things to death, I can Thunderbolt the Absol to death. I go for the substitute here, which, since he's already shown Roar with the Swampert, is a little loose. I don't have Hidden Power Grass, so I'm just gonna go for the Shadow Ball here and get off what damage I can. I thought he was just gonna Earthquake me and break my sub, so I would just get off damage and then we would be fine, but he actually goes for the Roar here. So I don't know why I set up the sub instead of just going for the Shadow Ball, or maybe a Calm Mind would have been better there. Just like, go for Calm Mind, get a bigger Shadow Ball off. I don't know. I don't know. So we go out, or we get roared out rather, into Cervantes. We know he has to switch here, just 100%, but on the off chance that he doesn't and just goes for an Ice type attack, I'm gonna go for a Power Whip here. The Power Whip still does a reasonable amount of damage to the Trevenant he has in the back, and it'll absolutely demolish the Absol. So we know he can't switch into that. That's at least comforting. So he goes down to this thing, Deku. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's from Legend of Zelda. Deku? I think it's Deku. Unclear. We go for the Power Whip. We see, oh wow, that's a ton of damage. I'm super good. It's a crit, so don't get your hopes up. And then it reveals to be the Citrus Berry Harvest set. And now I feel like karma is just really getting me now, because I used to use this set a ton. In 6th gen, when I found out about the Harvest Citrus Berry set, the sub, the Leech Seed, it was like sub, Will-O-Wisp, Leech Seed, Phantom Force. I was all about it. This was my set. This is what I did to people. I wasn't a good person. If you use this set, you're inherently not a good person. So me and PaPaSea at least share some common ground there. We can both agree that we're not good people. It's because it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I mean, yeah, you can break through it. Trevenant is not the most bulky Pokemon, but if built correctly, it can take some hits, and it's gonna gain 25% of its health back consistently. Yeah, so we're really just playing fate here. We've got it anchor shotted in, it can't switch. Bet you didn't see that coming, did ya? Bet you didn't see that. And then we really hope he misses here with his Harvest. And we know we're dead. He doesn't miss with his Harvest. That's 2 Harvests in a row. I think the odds are really good. It's like 50 or 66%. I don't remember entirely. I just know the odds are in your favor. Or maybe it's 33. I don't know. It's good odds to harvest a bear at the end of each turn. It's either 2/3, 1/3, or 1/2. I don't know. Watch it be none of those odds, and then I just look dumb. I switch onto this thing. My Rapid Spinner is gone. I can no longer get rid of rocks. I don't know why I saved it. It probably wasn't the best idea. This thing goes for a substitute. We're not in great shape. We're not. Nimbus can come in and break the sub and then potentially kill this thing, but we're also going to take a pretty hefty amount of damage because, surprise, Trevenant just has really balanced stats, and its attack stats not little. I think it's like 95. Trevenant's base attack stat is reasonable. That's really all you need to know. And if it harvests a Citrus Berry here, cool, it's behind up sub, gets Citrus Berry up. This set is real bad. It's not fun to play against. So it goes for Horn Leech here. Yeah, we see that does a ton of damage. If it harvests a Citrus Berry here, it's gonna be above half health. We're just not in great positioning. I've led myself through a web of bad plays and mispredictions and trying to sort of like make the level up play. Like every play I'm like, all right, I'm gonna next level play him. I'm gonna play one level above the level he's playing at, but really he's playing up here, so I'm playing a level below him. Or maybe he's playing down here and I've leveled up so much that it actually doesn't matter because I'm just under him. He knows we don't have Hidden Power Grass. We've revealed that we have Shadow Ball. Had I had HP Grass, we would have been good here, but our last move was Calm Mind. We didn't even get to click Thunderbolt. Now I'm just, all right, so Nimbus is gone. Most of my Pokemon are gone. This thing's not gonna be easy to break through. This is not good. This is not good. We have a little bit of Cervantes left here. Will this be enough? Can we live an Earthquake It has ice beam. I don't even think we lived in an earthquake, realistically. Like a scald, maybe. An earthquake, probably not. Probably not. I went for synthesis there, just thinking like, okay, so if I live, I get a synthesis up, then how are we living a hit from the Mega Absol? It was just a really bad game from my perspective. Like from my point of view, I kept doing things that I thought were good at the time. And then what's that? There's like some saying where it's like, so your vision after the fact is 2020. There's some saying that has to do with like looking back on what you were doing. You have a grand idea of what you were doing is wrong, and it has to do with like your vision being 2020. I don't know if you care. I don't know. I don't know the saying. So I just looked up. All right, whatever. We lose. We're now 1-3 in the NPA. I really have to pull it back for next week. Next week we're facing Sin. I think it's Original Sin or Sin the Shinks. Unclear. Coach of the Cedar Rapids Thunderous, maybe? I don't know. I could be getting that wrong. But the moral of the story is we really have to pull out some W's right now. I don't want to be... You know I didn't draft this team. That's what people have been telling me. Like, don't beat yourself up. You didn't draft this team. You're doing the best you can. And I understand that, but I don't want to take that and use it as a crutch to just not do good this season. I want to, you know, show what I'm worth. Show what I got going on. That was real cringy. That was really bad. I should never say those things again. All right. If you enjoyed this battle and you're just enjoying what I'm doing on the channel, and especially if you're looking forward to all of the sort of like new battles I'll be posting that I'm catching up on, then go ahead and like this video. It would mean the absolute most to me. It would also let me know that you like me. If you're new here, you should definitely consider clicking that subscribe button. We're in a lot of draft leagues. I was keeping up with them fairly well for a while. Right now it's overwhelming me just because work and life and being in a full-time relationship and a full-time job and trying to run a full-time YouTube channel, part-time YouTube channel, whatever, inconsistent YouTube channel, whatever. It's not easy. So just cut me a little slack, but you should definitely subscribe. I promise we're catching up. Let's see, what else should I say? Oh, talk to me in the comment section down below. You can tell me how bad I played. I'll heart your comments, I promise. Like if you tell me, wow, you played so bad, play better next time, I'll just heart your comment and we can have a conversation about it too. You can also follow me on Twitter. I've got a farmers only dating profile. I used to have a Tinder, but I deleted it. It's not the best place to exist. Okay, no, but seriously, that being said, my name is NPA Color, coach at the South Texas Sableyes. I promise we're going to make a comeback in the NPA. I shouldn't promise you things that I can't, you know, like guarantee, but I'm going to promise it. I'm kind of done here and I got to leave. Bye.